Miss Ruth Rambarak, Miss Monisha Boyer, and Miss Shanae France. The first thing we will be looking at this afternoon, we will be looking at what is literacy hour. So I will call on my colleague, Miss Boyer, to tell you what is literacy hour.
A pleasant afternoon all. My name is Monisha Boyer and I will be looking at literacy hour. But first, what is literacy hour? The literacy hour is designed to teach literacy to pupils so that they can develop and attain literacy skills. Here I now hand you over to my colleague, Ms. Shanae France, who will tell you more about components of literacy hour.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shanae France, and I will be looking at the components of literacy hour. Now, the components of literacy hour are fluency, phonemic awareness, vocabulary, comprehension, and phonics. I will now hand you over to Ms. Fasad.
Good afternoon again, my fellow followers. I will be talking about why is literacy hour implemented in school. Literacy hour is implemented in school because it assists pupils to become highly competent in reading and writing, also in speaking and listening. It is expected that pupils will develop skills and be able to gather information, think critically, and communicate effectively. So basically, why we implement this literacy hour, which is basically 1 hour of teaching literacy, is because these kids, they would be highly competent in reading. They would be able to read fluently. Now, as a component of literacy, all those components will be integrated in the 1 hour to get the children fluent in reading, fluent in pronouncing letter sounds, fluent in saying letter sounds, doing comprehension, vocabulary, all of these things. They will be able to do it. That is why we implement literacy hour in school. It's a way to get our children in school to think and good. We implement it in school basically for our children to be able to gather information. When they gather these information, they will be able to think critically and they would be able to communicate effectively. Now, a literacy hour, it basically is not about songs and letters alone, it's about language. We know Guyana is a multicultural society, so children come to us with all different ethnicity and their home language will be different. Now, in school, we would want these children to speak fluent English. So that is why the literacy hour is implemented, to get these children be able to communicate effectively with each other in one language. Now I would hand you over to Miss France, which will tell you about what is phonemic awareness and why is it important.
Good afternoon again. I will now be looking at what is phonemic awareness and the importance of phonemic awareness. Now, phonemic awareness is the understanding of how language works. It is basically about sounds only. Note, no writing is done during this time. Pupils will identify and be able to say sounds, fluency. And I'll now hand it over to Ms. Fasad.
Hello again, my dear followers. Now, I will be talking about phonics and its importance. Why is it important? Phonics. What is phonics? Phonics is a study of the connection between letter and sounds. Now, why is it important? It aids in having a better understanding of how sounds, spelling, relations, which help decode words. So basically, phonics is about the connection between letter and sounds. We know that all letter has a sound, and when we put two letters together, we have a sound. That is what phonics is all about, the relationship between letter and sounds. Now, why is it important, or what the purpose for phonics? It aids in a better understanding of songs. For example, spelling. When we spell a word, children can break up that word into pieces, what we call syllables, and be able to spell it. That is why phonics is important. They would know the letter sounds, and they would be able to spell that word fluently. And this would help them to decode word. As I said, in spelling, when they're spelling a word, they could break it up into syllables and be able to spell a word. The next reason why this ability is most commonly used in reading. So phonics is basically used mostly in reading. And it can also be used in writing, but mostly we use it in reading. That's why phonics is important, because it tells us the relationship between letters and sounds. Thank you. I will now hand you over to Ms. Rambarak, which will be going through the activity. We have some activities, the phonics activities that will help aid young learners in their development.
Hello, I'm Aura Rambarak, and right now my task is to explain two activities about phonics. Here I have a volunteer, Ms. Lilina Prasad, to help display this activity that I'm going to do. So here we have our syllable eating shark. So here I have some fishes. I'm going to ask Ms. Lilina if she can step in front here and feed our very hungry shark here. So here we go. So take some fishes, take any one you like. Alright.
Miss,
Yummy, 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 yummy. So now that our shark had eaten the fish, something had happened to our fish. So what do you think happened to the fish when the little fish, when the shark ate it? Is it gonna stay whole?
no, it's going to break up into
Good.
pieces.
So it break up here. So here we have the word tooth, and then we have brush here. So when we pass it through our syllable short mouth here, it breaks up the word into two syllables. We have tooth and brush. Alright, can you try another one for me, miss?
Yes.
Yummy, 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 yummy. Okay, so what happened today? Fish again, class?
It break up.
Good.
The shark chew it up.
So here's our fish all chewed up into pieces here. So here we have ginger. Here we have ginger. So when we put it together, we can pronounce the word
Ginger.
ginger. Good job. Give yourself a tap on the shoulder for me. Good. Alright, so now I have another little activity that we could do. So here we are incorporating syllable in our phonics part time of the 1 hour that we have. And in this, we are decoding skills, where the students is decoding the skill. Then they are recognizing word parts when we break them apart. And we're also helping them to critically think of stuff. Alright, so let's try the other activity we have.
Alright, before Miss go on, this activity here could integrate, as you can see, we have integrate here. So this short eating, the short game of syllables, it can also integrate in, division, where we could, as you can see, we divide the shark into two. So that shark eating game, we can integrate it as division, teaching division. We can also do it as fraction, because we know fraction are parts. So when it breaks into two, we can show the children that two parts together make a whole. You also can have physical activities. We can also have food chain, because the shark is eating the fishes, so that is showing us an eating habit. Now I will let Miss continue with her activities.
Okay, so now we have here our rhyming monster. So I'm gonna have my volunteer here to push her hand into this scary looking monster here, and she she will see what comes out, and then whatever comes out, she has to rhyme that,
Miss,
okay?
can I not push my hand in there before it bites me?
No, it's not. This is a good one. All right, let's see. Be a good boy, okay? Okay, he's gonna be
I'm
a good boy.
scared of pushing my hand in there.
No, he's a good boy. Don't worry. Be a good boy.
Don't bite
Come on
me.
now.
Don't bite me.
All right. So what you have there?
I have the word rat.
All right. So his name is Rhyming Monster. Can you rhyme a word with the word rat?
I could say sat.
Sat, rat, sat. So there we have the rhyming word. Can you go ahead and take another one for me,
It
please?
won't bite me, right?
No, he's a good boy. He didn't bite you the last time, so you won't again. Not so, little monster.
I
Good.
have the word snake.
All right. So you have the word snake. Can you give me a rhyming word for the word snake?
Break. I'm breaking up the grass.
Snake, rake. So you see the connection there where we can integrate phonics here, where we're doing our little rhyming game with our pupils. So the skills that we have is word recognition. We have fluency, speaking, representative. And here we have the integrated part, and Miss Selena will do that for me.
Yes. Alright, as I was saying that when we're teaching phonics activity, we could integrate it in other subject area. It doesn't have to be literacy or components of literacy. It can also be other core subjects like maths, science, or studies. The first one we have here is noun. And can anybody tell me which components can we find nouns in? Which components can we
Grammar.
find? Grammar. So you see that grammar is not we are doing phonics, but we can also do grammar with the same activity we have here. We can have like snake. Snake is what? The name of an animal. So it would be noun. We have habitats, which is science. Now, we can ask the children, where do they live? Where do they live? Where does a snake live? A snake lives in a pond, or sometimes you can say the grass. Harmful and useful animals. We have a rat. Rat is harmful because it does bite you, right? Snake is also harmful as well. So you see how we can integrate these games. We don't have to use these things for one activity alone, one subject alone. We can use it for various things. This is what phonics is all about, to integrate it in any. We can also integrate phonics in maths. This is what we have here. Thank you so much. Now I will lead you back to Miss from Iraq. Hi everyone, welcome back. As you know, myself, Miss Selena. Now we will talk about the teaching aid, how we can cater for young learners in the various ways. As you can see here, we have prefix. Who can tell me in which components of literacy hour can we find this topic? Is it phonics or is it vocabulary? Well, it is vocabulary. So you know that this here, we are talking about vocabulary, and the topic is prefix. What is a prefix? Well, a prefix is a word part that has its own definition. It can be attached to the front of a base or root word to create a new meaning for a base or root word. So, prefix, as the word says, pre, it is added at the front. We have a little fishing activity here. I'm going to use the magnet to get a fish. We do fishing. I have a fish. It says re. Now, where would I add re here? I have pre before, preheat, to heat before. I don't know what re mean. Where would I put re? I think re goes here. Rebuild, something all the time. That's what it means. Let's go ahead and pick one more. Oh my God, the fishes don't want to be picked up. Let me see. Oh. UN. UN stands for O. On. Where should we put on? On. Unfriendly. If I say, Miss Boyer is a very unfriendly person. I never met someone like that in my life. So unfriendly. What am I talking about, Miss Boyer? She's not a friendly person. She likes to yell at people. This is what I'm trying to say. Now where would I put this? My boss told me to something to report. Can I put this little fish there? I don't think so. The rope is hard to something tie. The rope, if I tie a knot on it, if I tie a knot, I can't untie it. So I think I should put this one here. So I think the little fish will go here and it will be untied. So meaning the rope is tied, so thing I can't untie it. So that is what prefix is about. We put in a little phrase or two-letter word in front of another word, which is the base word or root word, and it becomes a new word and it has a new meaning. Like we say tie. A tie could be like this. But when we say put this UN here now, it becomes untie. It means that we have to untie this. It's not a tie anymore, but we have to untie it. So you see the difference in the meaning? Now what skills can we have with this prefix activity? The prefix, you would have critical thinking, you would have representing, speaking, writing, reasoning. All these literacy skills will have from this activity. So pupils, children, they would be able to think critically, they would be able to read a sentence and apply this little fish to see where can I put it? Where can I put it? So that is basically what the prefix activity about we have here. Again, now I will be talking about comprehension. And this comprehension is about SH. SH diagraph. This passage here will be a comprehension, and which is also a component of the literacy hour, which says Shane and Shelly got a job. Shane and Shelly wants to earn some cash. Their mom gave them 4 jobs. She said they can brush their dog, polish their shoe, wash the car, and feed the fish. Shane and Shelly did all of the job. Now they can buy new toy. What are they saying there? Shane and Shelly, if we look at the 2 words, shh, we would see that both of them begins with a diagraph SH, isn't that so? So we have SH word there. If we look in this passage, can we see any more SH word? We can pick up some. Here's 1, 2, let's look, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, this one here, it doesn't have it at the starting, but it has it at the ending. But we still count it as a SH diagraph. Then we go again. Another one we find, which is the ending is SH, but it's still Shane, Shelly. So let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we look in the passage, we can find 9 words that has SH. So we see that SH word doesn't have to have word message, but they can also end with it. Or they can also have it in the middle. We have a little umbrella here, which tells us that it's raining SH word. It's raining SH word. We have ship, we have short, we have shoe, we have shell, we have cheap. All of these begins with the SH digraph. Can we link this to the passage? We can, because they're all talking about SH word. Now, how can we integrate this, or what skill would the children get from this? They would be able to pronounce word. They would be able to summarize. They would be able to identify SH word from the passage. They would be able to read fluently. They would be able to represent SH word. They would be able to even write SH word. So that is what we could get our young learners engaged using a composition passage. Hello again. Now we have another thing here. Now what is this? What components we would say this is? Is it a picture? It is a picture, but what can we bring out of this picture? The first thing we can bring out here is a picture. It's a picture study. So we can look at the pictures. It can also bring out comprehension, because we would ask the children, look at this picture. What do you see in the picture? Tell me, what do you see? What are the people doing in the picture? What is happening with the road? What is on the road? What is the boy and his father doing? Is that a plane flying? Is that a boat? Is bird flying there? So we can ask them questions about what is happening in this picture. They would have to study it. This is what we call a picture study. This here is basically composition writing. Why do we do composition? Because in our everyday life, composition is an important aspect. Writing and reading, this is one way we can link writing and reading together. They would look at the picture, they would visualize it, they would be able to brainstorm ideas, and they would be able to write sentences. This is why is composition so important, and why we use a picture, because children like to visualize things, they like to see stuff. If we put them to watch a cartoon, they would watch it and they would be able to write something about it, because they would be interested. That's why we have to make our stuff creative and to grasp. These children should be interested or persuade them. Oh my God, look how Miss made this. Look at this picture here. I see this picture in some cartoon. Miss, I see this picture in a cartoon. They would be interested in looking at this picture rather than you doing chalk and dark all the time. And they would want to say Miss boring. All the time she doing chalk and dark. Why? They're even interested in what you're doing. That's why a composition and a picture study would have the attention of all learners. Because they like to see stuff, they like to see, and they could even come up front and say, Miss, look, there's a boy and his father, they're flying a kite. They could come and touch the book. They could touch it, they could rub their hands on it, and they would feel nice about it. So this is one very important way in which we can link reading and writing together. They would have to look at it, and they would brainstorm ideas on this very picture study and get a composition writing going. They would draft out it, and they would write sentences. If we get a child to write at least one sentence on each thing they find in this picture study there, they would be able to give us an entire composition. So this is a very important part of a literacy component. Visualizing, seeing things, Thank you. This is the end of our session, and I hope that this session was very productive. It was resourceful for you, and hope we will meet again next time. Thank you so much for watching our video. The end.